What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Locks DFS MLB breakdown. My name is Narang. I'm from LocksDFS.com, and I'll be breaking down this 9-game main slate on Monday, May 6th for both DraftKings and FanDuel. But before I get into that, I have some explaining to do. I have had my DMs go up, comments on the most recent video. The last one I posted of this was a week ago, just asking where the video is. I'm never going to make one of these again. The answer to that is yes. I sort of just I could make a few excuses about how like the slates were weird or I was getting some dental work done, but they're all kind of just excuses. I kind of just took the week off. I kind of just donked it off, which wasn't my finest move, but we were just planning out a schedule. I think we've got one rolling now. What we're going to end up doing with these videos is we've got our podcast up. For those of y'all who haven't checked it out, it's going to be on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're going to upload every Sunday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday night. The reason for that is Monday, typically a really good slate, like today, a 9-game slate with a lot of good pitching options. Wednesday is typically a split slate. We have an early and a main, so we can do a podcast and break down both of those for y'all. And then Friday is always just a good game. A good slate. The weekend series are starting. There's usually some good pitching options there. So those will be the 3 days that we do the podcast on. If you guys care for long form DFS content as far as MLB goes, I highly recommend checking that out. It's going to be on our YouTube channel. It's going to be on iTunes. It's just going to be really, really informative information. We're going to go in depth on a lot more than I do in these videos. Obviously, I try and keep these videos short, fairly quick. I know some of you like that, but if you do have that interest, please do check that out. I think those podcasts are a really, really good insight into the slate that we're talking about. So with that being said, I also have to give away a free season pass that I didn't do. So that season pass is going to go to Abrasive. That's Abrasuve, I think is Abrasive. But I've seen him on commenting on all these videos, talking about how much he likes them. And the comment that really stood out for me is when he was talking about where are the pods. He wants more pods because those are, like I said, really good content. And so I appreciate that. I appreciate the longing for the pods. He also left a comment saying what happened to the vids. They're back. So Abrasive, go ahead and DM me at Really Addy on Twitter or DM Locks at Locks DFS. And we'll get you taken care of, hooked you up with a free season pass for baseball as well as access into our premium members Slack chat. With that being said, if you guys do want to get yourself a pass, locksdfs.com/shop. You can get, year pass, month pass, all access month pass as well. That comes with the sports betting package. So anything you guys want, check it out, locksdfs.com. And with that being said, I'm going to jump into this video. So as you guys can see just by the page I have pulled up, crazy amount of high price pitching options. Awesome slate for pitching, and inversely not as good of a slate for bats, but still a few spots that we can target. As far as these high price options go, though, I think my favorite of the bunch is going to be Jacob deGrom. He dominates righties. He dominates both-handedness, I should say, but his numbers versus righties are absurd. 13.98 K per 9 with a 2.27 xFIP. And it's important to note, especially with this Padres team, that first, he's getting a positive park shift. Despite the fact that Citi Field is a good pitcher's park. The Padres home park that I am forgetting the name of, Petco, is even more so. And as you see via the lineup, the Padres are known for rolling out basically 8 righties and Eric Hosmer, and those righties include the pitcher spot as well, Chris Paddock. So that's just a nut matchup for Jacob deGrom in an awesome ballpark. The team total is dropping. They opened at 3.5 for whatever reason and has since dropped to 3.2 with slight line movement on the Mets, but more importantly, pretty decent betting on the under, which makes a lot of sense considering the 2 starting pitchers in this game. So I'm really interested in Jacob deGrom. And another guy that I think is going to be, I think these 2 guys will be the 2 most popular starting pitchers, and that's going to be Gerrit Cole. Guy's got crazy numbers. 2.03 xFIP to righties, 3.34 to lefties. He's got a swinging strike rate of 16.2%, which is up there with Max Scherzer. It's really, really impressive. And he's got a great matchup versus the Royals, who do have a decent amount of swing and miss in their lineup, especially in the heart of the order when you get to like Ryan O'Hearn, Jorge Soler, Kelvin Gutierrez, and down from there. You can definitely rack up quite a few strikeouts there. Can't go wrong with any of these top 4 guys. I'm not really going to go into depth on Max Scherzer, Blake Snell, or even Chris Paddock and Walker Buehler. If you do want more in-depth, please do check out the podcast because we talk about all of that on there. And if you do want to come down and sort of, because if you do pay for two of these top guys, it's going to leave you with what, probably, yeah, 3,600 per bat, which is doable. But if you do want to give yourself more salary for bats and come down and pay down for a pitcher, I think Jhoulys Chacin is probably going to be the more popular option down here, and rightfully so. I mean, you've got him with he's a league average pitcher by all accounts, but he's pretty good on righties. 4.39 xFIP with over a K per nine. That's important because this Washington lineup has been pretty banged up, and it looks like it's going to be more or less the same. It's not out yet, but it looks like they're going to roll out only one lefty in Eaton, and they might roll out another in Stevenson, but he's got like a WRC plus of like 60 on his career, so nothing worth worrying about. No Soto. No Anthony Rendon, no Ryan Zimmerman, real watered down lineup. And I think, and in addition to that, apparently the Nationals team plane was like delayed for 7 hours on the tarmac, and then they had to go back to the hotel, and so they're running on like 2 hours of sleep. And I think maybe that's why the team total is like this. I mean, it opened at 4. And it's since dropped to 3.8. But I believe last night when we were doing the podcast, it was higher than 4. So I'm starting to think this is Vegas' reaction to that news. So I definitely think Jhoulys Chacin is in play if you do want to punt at pitcher. It's a little risky when the other options have such high upside, but I don't think it's a bad move by any means. So that'll probably do it for pitching. Moving on to bats, as pitching dictates the slate, there really aren't like too many stacks you're gonna look towards as far as like, okay, these are I'm just gonna play like 2, 3, 4 from this team or 1 through 4 from this team because they got the highest team total. You're not gonna be able to afford that, so you're really gonna have to pick and choose your spots on this slate. I think for this video, I'm gonna point you guys towards one game that I like in general, and that's this Philly-St. Louis game. Two pitchers who are pretty good on surface, Vince Velasquez and Miles Mikolas, and maybe even by their name might be even more respected. But as far as their numbers go, there are exploitable things here. First, let's look at Vince Velasquez. So the first thing you want to note here is he throws his fastball 71% of the time. That's recipe for disaster versus a team like the Cardinals, who most of their hitters are pretty good fastball hitters. Two of the guys that I'm going to get into are two of their best fastball hitters. And then if we look at his splits, we see that he has a 4.13 xFIP to lefties, 4.42 to righties, which is fine. But he's got a 50% hard hit rate versus righties to go along with a 54% fly ball rate. This really makes me interested in guys like Paul Goldschmidt, who's underpriced at 4.3K, a great fastball hitter in a great spot. As you know, those hard contact numbers for Vince Velasquez really make me interested in, a lot of these righties. But other guys like their lefties, like Matt Carpenter, who's first base and third base eligible as well, which is great. He's 3.8K. If you guys remember Matt Carpenter's like really torrid stretch that he had last year, where he was the best hitter in baseball for about a month, if not longer, that's because pitchers just wouldn't stop throwing him fastballs. So Vince Velasquez is going to be throwing him a fastball 72% of the time. And I like Matt Carpenter to really get a hold of one or a couple. And then the other side of this game, we have Miles Mikolas, who is just sort of like a league average pitcher who throws a few too many strikes, which kind of leaves him susceptible to a hard hit ball versus both-handedness. Versus lefties especially, he's got a 5.94 xFIP with a 2.65 home run per 9. That's insanely high. And a 4.36 xFIP to righties isn't even that great either. And that sort of is backed up, for lefties at least, it's sort of backed up with a 44% fly ball rate and a 37% hard hit rate. Makes me interested primarily in these lefties, but I do think that you can get exposure to the righties as well. We've seen the team total jump on this, we've seen the total jump on this game from 8.5 to 9, despite only 47% of bets on the over, and slight reverse line movement on Philly, as you've seen their team total tick up by 0.4, despite receiving 43% of the bets. They've gone from plus 120 to plus 112. A little bit of sharp money on them, which I definitely like. And I think there's guys you can look at over here, as in like Bryce Harper, who's 4.5K. That's just way too cheap. He'll be in my lineup. I can just go ahead and give that one out there now. But guys like Odubel Herrera, Nick Williams, whoever cracks the lineup, I'm assuming they're going to bat sixth. I'm assuming it'll be Odubel. He makes for a fine play as well. Definitely not opposed to him. And then on the St. Louis side, there's outfielders here as well, like Jose Martinez. who hits a real good fastball, Marcell Ozuna, who can hit a good fastball. So it might be tough to afford guys like Ozuna, but I definitely think exposure to this game is something that will greatly benefit your lineup. So with that being said, one thing I forgot to mention with these videos is that we are going to be rotating these videos now. We're going to let Christian make these videos every other day. I'm going to make them every other day just to sort of, keep it fresh, keep it different. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Christian, as most of you guys know, super sharp guy. He's going to make these videos even better than they already are. So definitely show some love on those videos when he's making them as soon as tomorrow. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy, and to be entered into next week's giveaway to win a free season pass of your choice. And with that being said, I will see you guys on Wednesday, but Christian will see you guys on these videos tomorrow. Peace.